In 1860, Lincoln was elected president. Not one single Southern state voted for him. Between the time he was elected and the time he took office, 7 Southern states seceded from the Union. South Carolina left first. Not long afterwards, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas joined South Carolina. In his first address to the country, Lincoln reminded everyone of his main goal, to preserve the Union. He said that his duty was to keep the states united. Everyone knew that this would mean war. The northern states would fight to win the southern states back. Lincoln was telling the rebel states that they could not simply leave the Union without any consequences. However, 4 southern states had not left the Union. These were Virginia, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. Lincoln wanted them to stay a part of the Union. He wanted to buy time for himself and avoid any conflict for as long as possible. Once conflict began, he knew these states would probably join the Confederacy, but Lincoln did not have as much time as he had hoped. A United States fort was located in South Carolina. Fort Sumter had not received supplies for a long time. The men there had very little left to eat. South Carolina would not even allow food to be brought to the fort because South Carolina believed that Fort Sumter no longer belonged to the U.S. Lincoln knew he could not let this fort collapse. It was one of the last strongholds of Northern power in the South. He had to send a supply ship. South Carolina saw the ship coming. The state decided to interpret the move as an act of aggression, even though the supply ship had no intention of firing. Before the ship even arrived in South Carolina, the South Carolina troops fired on Fort Sumter. South Carolina demanded that the fort surrender. Because of this event, the Civil War had begun. In the months to come, United States would confront its biggest war yet, a war over slavery, unity, and identity.